the propagation constant and characteristic impedance of a symmetrical network. Okay, so if you remember for T section and pi section, for symmetrical T and pi sections of the network, we had discussed characteristic impedance in terms of short circuit and open circuit. So all these things you know, Z naught, the value of Z naught for T section and pi section. Okay. So now the question is how we can define the characteristic impedance of a symmetrical T section or pi section of a symmetrical network, any given symmetrical network, how to define the propagation constant. So for understanding this, you consider this network. So in this network, what you are seeing, symmetrical network, T section you are seeing, Z1 upon 2 series arms are having impedance Z1 upon 2. And shunt arm with impedance Z2. Okay. And you can use mesh equation and you can calculate I1 and I2. Okay. In this equation. So the question is how we can define the characteristic impedance. So that is defined as the ratio of input and output current. So e to the power gamma is defined as exponential of characteristic impedance is defined as the ratio of the source current to the receiver current Is upon IR of input to output current. So Is upon IR for symmetrical network. Okay. So I think okay it is. So it is defined as Is upon IR. E to the power gamma is equal to Is upon IR, where Is is the source current or input current, IR is the load current or receiver current, output current. So in this equation, how we can calculate the, in this symmetrical network, how to calculate the propagation constant. Characteristic impedance you already know. Z naught you know. What is Z naught? Is equal to under root Z1 Z2 into 1 plus Z1 upon 4 Z2. In the last class we had done for symmetrical T and pi section. Okay. So for symmetrical T section, Z naught T was equal to for Z1 Z2 into 1 plus Z1 by 4 Z2. And for symmetrical pi section, this was equal to Z1 Z2 divided by 1 plus Z1 upon 4. Now we have to calculate exponential of propagation constant, which I told is the ratio of input to output current, Is upon IR. So we have to calculate gamma. Gamma is the propagation constant. And Z naught, this is the characteristic impedance. Characteristic impedance of T section or pi section. Gamma is the propagation. So we have to calculate gamma. So gamma e to the power gamma is equal to I1 upon I2. So that we have to calculate Is upon IR. So in this network, so can we apply the mesh equation? What will be mesh equation? What will be mesh equation for this network? So terminal 1 and 1 and output terminals 2, 2. Okay. So apply mesh equation. So E will be equal to I1 into Z1 divided by 2 plus Z2 in the bracket. Okay. Minus I2 Z2 will be equal to E. Voltage, source voltage E. Okay. And can we apply the mesh equation for this loop? So in this loop, what will be mesh equation? I2 into in bracket Z2 plus Z1 by 2 plus Z naught bracket closed minus I1 Z2 is equal to 0. So these two equations can we write here? So in the first loop, what was the equation? Mesh equation. Mesh equation. What was that? E was equal to I1 into Z1 Y2 plus Z2 minus I2 into Z. Is it okay? And for the second loop, so 0 is equal to I2 into Z1 Y2 plus Z2 plus Z0 minus I1 Z2. Is it okay? What I have written is correct or not? These two mesh equations.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if these are correct, then can you calculate the ratio of current for defining propagation constant? So what will be I1 divided by I2? So from equation number 2, what will be I1 divided by I2? That will be equal to I1 divided by I2. So that will be equal to Z1 Y2 plus Z2 plus Z0. This is terminated in this characteristic impedance Z0 symmetrical network. Okay. So that means input impedance for this symmetrical network will be also equal to Z0 because it is terminated in Z. Okay. Divide by Z. Is it correct? So will be equal to e to the power. Okay. So now come here. See here. So I1 upon I2 is equal to e to the power gamma, that we have done. So now what will be Z0? If you further solve this equation, what will be characteristic impedance in terms of gamma and Z1, Z2? This is correct? This is correct or not? From this equation, directly it is derived from this equation. So Z0 you are getting as equal to Z2 into e to the power gamma minus Z2 minus Z1 upon 2. That is very clear. Okay, and this already you know. This thing you already know for T section, that this is equal to characteristic impedance of the symmetrical network is equal to for T section Z1 Z2 into 1 plus Z1 upon 4 Z2. So we can put the value of Z0 from this equation. So we can put here Z0 because this is equal to e to the power gamma. So Z0 in terms of Z1 and Z2. So that means you can calculate gamma in terms of Z1 and Z2. So what will be that gamma in terms of Z1 and Z2? So put this value of Z0 here. So basically gamma in terms of Z1 and Z2 will be equal to cos H gamma is equal to 1 plus Z1 upon 2 Z2. Are you getting it from where this came? You have to put value of Z0 which will be equal to under root of this. Okay, where? In this equation. Here. Put Z0 from for symmetrical T network here. So you can calculate exponential of gamma, or you can calculate basically propagation constant gamma. So propagation constant gamma in terms of Z1 and Z2. Z0 is eliminated. So cos hyperbolic gamma is equal to 1 plus Z1 upon 2 Z2. So this cos hyperbolic gamma, sin hyperbolic gamma, and hyperbolic function you know na. So what will be sin hyperbolic gamma? cos hyperbolic gamma is equal to 1 plus Z1 upon 2 Z2. What will be sin hyperbolic gamma? So this will be equal to Z0, which was equal to under root Z1 Z2 into 1 plus Z1 upon 4 Z2 divide by Z. So you can write Z0 upon Z2, or you can write in terms of Z1 and Z2 alone. What will be tan hyperbolic gamma then? Cos sin is there. So what will be tan? Tan hyperbolic gamma will be equal to, so Z0 by Z2 divided by 1 plus Z1 upon 2 Z2. So this will be equal to tan hyperbolic gamma. Okay. And in terms of Z1 and Z2 alone, because here it is written in terms of Z0, you want only in terms of series and shunt arm impedances. So that is here. Sin hyperbolic gamma by 2 is equal to under root Z1 upon 4 Z2. So sin, this is important, sin hyperbolic gamma by 2 is equal to sin hyperbolic gamma by 2 is equal to under root Z1 upon 4 Z2. So using this equation, can we calculate propagation constant of the symmetrical T section? Can we calculate or not? Using this equation, sin hyperbolic gamma by 2 is equal to root Z1 upon 4 Z2. So we have Z1 and Z2 impedances or reactances, if you choose your reactance or impedance in general. So sin hyperbolic gamma by 2 is equal to under root Z1 upon 4 Z2. And Z0 T also we can calculate characteristic impedance of the symmetrical network and the propagation constant using these two equations. So next and okay, so what will be e to the power gamma? E to the power gamma. So from here you see what is e to the power gamma. It is written as input current divided by output current. So Z1 upon 2 plus Z2 plus Z0. Okay, divide by Z2 is equal to e to the power. So Z1 upon 2 Z2 plus 1 plus Z0 upon Z2. So you can write as 1 plus Z1 upon 2 Z2 plus Z0 upon Z2. So see here, 1 plus Z1 upon 2 Z2 plus Z0 upon Z2, which is here, because Z0 is equal to under root Z1 Z2 into 1 plus Z1 upon 4 Z2. So e to the power gamma, already you had calculated here sin hyperbolic gamma by 2 in terms of Z1 Z2, but e to the power gamma, exponential of gamma in terms of Z1 and Z2 is given in this equation. Okay. So now apply ln. So natural logarithm. So ln of exponential gamma will be equal to gamma. So which will be ln into this whole expression. So 1 plus ln of this whole expression. Okay. So that is equal to gamma. So either you write sin hyperbolic gamma by 2 is equal to root Z1 upon 4 Z2, or you can use this equation also in terms of Z1 and Z2 only, gamma in terms of Z1 and Z2. So these two equations will give you the same result. Yeah. Now question is, okay, we have terminated the symmetrical, what was the circuit? T network, T section. We have terminated in the impedance Z0. Now the question is, suppose we terminate with the impedance ZR. It is the receiver impedance, or you can say termination impedance. Okay. So then what will be the input impedance? So how to take the new edge? Okay. So I will erase this if it is fine for you. So now the question is, suppose we terminate the symmetrical network in the impedance ZR. So initially we had done Initially we had done this was Z1 Y2. What happened? So this was Z1 Y2 and Z1 Y2 Z2. Okay, and this was terminated. This is voltage. Here current is I1. And here if we terminate in ZR. So now this is not terminated in Z0. The load impedance is ZR. And here current is I. So the question is what will be the input? So what will be the input impedance if we do like this? So when ZR was equal to Z0, what was the input impedance? If it is terminated in load impedance equal to Z0, what will be the input impedance? So Sai Varun, you tell. In that case, what will be the input impedance? Ritvik, Nikita Reddy, Priyanka. So what will be the input impedance if it is terminated in characteristic impedance? So in that case, Zin will be equal to Z0. But if we terminate in the load impedance ZR, what will be the input impedance? That is the question. How to calculate? How to calculate? For this symmetrical T section, if this symmetrical T section is terminated in impedance, in load impedance ZR, we have to find the input impedance. How to calculate? Again, use mesh equation. Apply mesh equation. So for mesh equation, what will be Z1? Z11. What will be Z11?
Z1 by 2 plus Z2 parallel to Z1 by 2 plus ZR.
So Z11 will be equal to Z1Y2 plus Z2. And what will be Z12? Z2. And what will be Z22? Z2 plus Z1Y2 plus ZR. We have to calculate input impedance. So for this network, two-port network, how to calculate the input impedance? Z parameter, have you studied or not? Z parameter, Y parameter, ABCD parameter, those things in basic electrical engineering. Network. Okay. So here Z11 is equal to, Z is input impedance is equal to Z11. So this formula we can use Z11 minus Z12 whole square divided by Z22. So basically Z in will be equal to Z11 is here. So Z1Y2 plus Z2 minus Z12 whole square. So Z2 square divided by Z22, which is here. So Z2 plus ZR plus Z1Y2. So this is Z. Now suppose ZR is equal to Z0. Then Zin will be also equal to Z0. So you can do that and then you will find that okay, Z0 is equal to under root Z1 Z2 into that 1 plus Z1 upon 4 Z2. You will get using this formula also. Okay. So now for this, what is the input impedance? in terms of ZR. But we want to calculate the input impedance in terms of ZR and Z0 and gamma. How that will be possible? Because this is the characteristic impedance of the symmetrical T section. This is the propagation constant of the network, and here is the load resistance or receiver or load resistance, ZR. We want to calculate the input impedance in terms of Z0, gamma and ZR. This ZR could be anything. So in general, we have chosen if the load impedance is not equal to Z, then what will be the input impedance? So now you solve this equation we have written, and I told you we want to calculate Z in terms of Z0 and propagation constant and Z. So all you have done already here, gamma is equal to in terms of Z1 and Z2, and you also know what is Z0 in terms of Z1, Z2. Gamma in terms of Z1, Z2, that also you know sin hyperbolic gamma by 2 is equal to root Z1 upon 4 Z2, and tan hyperbolic gamma is equal to Z0 in divided by Z1 upon 2 plus Z2. So tan hyperbolic gamma. So basically you will get Z input impedance that you have to calculate. In the exam you have to do all the procedure step wise. You cannot copy and paste directly like it is done here. So this input impedance for the ZR terminated symmetrical T section network, so that will be equal to Z0 square plus ZR, Z0 divided by tan hyperbolic gamma. Tan hyperbolic gamma we have done already here. Tan hyperbolic gamma is equal to Z0 upon Z1 by 2 plus Z2. And also you have to do for all this calculation you will do for symmetrical pi section. Okay. So plus ZR Z0 upon tan hyperbolic gamma divided by Z0 upon tan hyperbolic gamma plus ZR. So as you can see, this input impedance is in terms of ZR and Z0 and gamma. There is no Z1 and Z2 here. Okay. So basically input impedance you can write cos hyperbolic gamma, sin hyperbolic gamma also we have done here. Cos hyperbolic gamma is equal to 1 plus Z1 upon 2 Z2. Sin hyperbolic gamma is equal to Z1 upon Z2. So input impedance will be equal to Z0 into this you can remember. This also. ZR into cos hyperbolic gamma plus Z0 into sin hyperbolic gamma divided by Z0 cos hyperbolic gamma. This equation you remember plus ZR into sin hyperbolic gamma. This is the input impedance of a symmetrical T network terminated in the load impedance ZR. Did you get it or not? So this is in terms of characteristic impedance and propagation constant. Okay, good. So now do one thing. Suppose ZR is equal to, suppose the network is short circuited. Suppose the 2 terminal is short circuited. So ZR is equal to 0. Then what will be the formula if ZR is equal to 0? What will be the formula?
Tan gamma.
So yes, Z short circuited is equal to what will be the formula?
Z0 tan gamma.
Z0 tan Z0 tan gamma. H gamma or gamma? Hyperbolic
H gamma.
gamma or H gamma? So tan hyperbolic gamma. Z0 tan hyperbolic gamma. So other students are getting the same formula, Z0 tan hyperbolic gamma.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all are getting the same thing. Now suppose 2 terminal is so Z0 tan hyperbolic gamma, that is correct. Now for the open circuited, suppose 2 terminal is open circuit. in that case ZR tends to infinity. So ZR tends to infinity. So put here ZR tends to infinity. Limit ZR tends to infinity. You solve this function. Limit ZR tends to infinity. Limit and discontinuity you have studied. So now what will be Z in?
Z0 by tan h gamma, hyperbolic gamma.
So Z0 by tan hyperbolic gamma. So Z0 upon tan hyperbolic gamma. That is correct. So ZOC will be equal to Z0 by tan hyperbolic gamma. So now do one thing. ZSP is here, tan hyperbolic gamma, and ZOC also right here. Basically, we should save this. Okay, so I will erase it. So ZSC is equal to Z0 tan hyperbolic gamma, and ZOC is equal to Z0 y tan hyperbolic gamma. So what will be Z0 in terms of open circuit and short circuit impedances? This is one equation. Number two, what will be gamma? Gamma also we have to calculate. So what will be gamma? Tan hyperbolic gamma will be equal to under root ZSP upon ZOC. Is it correct or not? So you can calculate both characteristic impedance and propagation constant if you have short circuit and open circuit impedances. If you have measured the short circuit and open circuit impedances of the network, you can calculate the characteristic impedance and also the propagation using these two equations. Is it okay or not? So gamma will be tan hyperbolic inverse under root this ZSC upon ZOC. Okay, so tan hyperbolic gamma under root ZSC upon ZOC, and Z0 is equal to root ZSC into ZOC. This we have done. Okay, so next we have to study the distributed transmission line. Distributed transmission line. Yes, so we have to study next distributed transmission line. So for studying distributed transmission line, first again you refresh all the concepts just now we have discussed. So if we cascade the symmetrical T section, for that we calculated input impedance, characteristic impedance, and propagation constant. So if we cascade a large number of symmetrical T sections and we switch, the final load impedance is Z0. So can you tell me what will be the input impedance? This is a network having cascaded a large number of, suppose n section of n number of cascaded T sections. 1, 2, 3, suppose up to n number of cascaded T sections. So, and if this network is terminated in Z0, what will be the input impedance? What will be the input impedance here? Yes. So can you tell what will be the input impedance?
Z0 only.
Yes. The input impedance will be Z0B. So why it will be Z0 only? Can you tell why it will be Z0 only? Yes. Here I cannot write.
All are symmetrical.
Yes. Yes, correct. So all this n number of cascaded T sections, these are symmetrical. So if it is Z naught here, so for this nth section, the input impedance will be equal to Z naught. For n minus 1th section, it will be Z naught, and so on up to for this first section, it will be Z naught. Now suppose n tends to infinity, then what will happen? Without limit, if we are increasing this T section for this cascaded network, what will be the input impedance then? If we use infinite number of T sections and we cascade it, what will be the input impedance here? Finally, if it is terminated in Z naught, what will be the input impedance at the first section? Yes, what will be that? If n tends to infinity, that will be again Z naught only.
Yes,
So
sir.
that will be Z naught. If it is n tends to infinity. So now how to remove this? So and for T section you already know this formula, the characteristic impedance you know, propagation constant also you know. Just now we have done all these things, but now one change is there. What is that change? The change is the propagation constant, the exponential of propagation constant is defined as the ratio of input current to the output current. So input current IS to the output current IR is equal to e to the power, because we have n number of gamma was defined for one section. Now we have n number of sections. So e to the power m gamma. And gamma, now the gamma will be in general a complex number because you have phase changes between input and output current also. So basically there is phase change between input and output current. It could be phase lead or phase lag. So that means it will be basically a complex number. Gamma will be a complex. So gamma is equal to alpha plus j beta. So alpha plus j beta. So alpha will be attenuation constant and beta will be responsible for the phase. The name is phase constant. So e to the power gamma will be equal to e to the power alpha plus j beta. Alpha is the attenuation constant, gamma propagation constant, beta is phase constant. And this thing you know already, just now you have done e to the power gamma for symmetrical T section. This is for one section, remember. If we have n number of sections, e to the power n gamma. Now, suppose n tends to infinity, already I told you, input impedance will be equal to Z naught only. So, for the distributed network, in finite section we have, so for one section, if we have infinite section cascaded, so if we consider one section with infinitesimal length delta x, and we define the impedance, series impedance per unit length is equal to R plus j omega L. Is equal to R plus j omega L. So the series impedance per unit length. So for delta x length, for that infinitesimally a small section, what will be the series impedance? J into delta x. If the length is delta x, so that will be equal to R plus j omega L into delta x. Remember, R and L, they are defined as the resistance and inductance per unit length of the transmission line. We are considering a uniform transmission line, a distributed transmission line. So suppose it is made up of infinite number of T sections. We are doing modeling of uniform transmission line. So in that case, Z is equal to R plus j omega L. So series impedance will be equal to Z into delta x for this delta x length of the line. And Y will be the shunt admittance per unit length of the uniform transmission line. So Y will be the shunt admittance per unit length of the uniform transmission line. So basically y is equal to g plus j omega c. So C is the capacitance and G is the conductance or leakage. So that will be Mohs per unit. Okay. So basically what will be Y into delta X? So Y into delta X will be the total shunt admittance. So that will be G plus j omega c into delta X. So now the characteristic impedance. Use the formula. What will be the characteristic impedance? Z0 was equal to Z1, Z2 plus Z1 square upon 4. Is it correct or not?
Sorry, it's just 4, I guess.
It is just 4. Very good. Okay. So Z1 square upon. Okay. So under root Z1, Z2 plus Z1Y, Z1 square upon 4. Now what is Z1 and Z2? What is Z1 and Z2? What was the series impedance, total series impedance? That is equal to R plus j omega L into delta X. So Z into delta X. And what will be Z2? Z2 will be equal to 1 plus 1 divided by Y delta X. 1 divided by Y delta X. So Z delta X and into 1 divided by Y delta X.
Z
Where
by,
yes.
Sir,
So where
sir,
delta
once
X
again, please
tends to
Z1 and Z2, sir. Once again, please.
delta X tends to 0. So what will be Z1 and Z2? Z delta X and 1 upon Y delta X. So basically you put it here is equal to R plus j omega L into delta X, and this is equal to 1 plus G plus j omega 1 divided by G plus j omega C into delta X. Now put it here in this equation. And what is Z0? This is very simple. Z0 will be equal to root Z upon Y. Am I correct or not? But then you have to apply this limit. Delta X tends to 0. Then only you will get. Is it correct or not?
yes, sir.
So Z0 is equal to root Z upon Y, or you can write like this also. Z0 is equal to root R plus j omega L divided by G plus j omega C. Very famous one. G plus j omega C. Under root R plus j omega L divided by G plus j omega C. Or Z under root Z upon Y. But remember, Z and Y, they are in terms of per unit length of line, per unit length of transmission line. Delta X for the infinitesimally a small section, delta X tends to 0. Okay. Same thing you are seeing here. Z into delta X divided by, because Z1, Z2, na? Z2 I told you 1 upon Y into delta X. Same thing they have done here. Okay. So Z0 is equal to under root Z upon Y, or is equal to under root R plus j omega L divided by G plus j omega C. Delta X will be cancelled off. Now okay, we have to calculate the propagation constant. So how to calculate the propagation constant? What was the formula? It is here. We have written it here. E to the power gamma is equal to 1 plus Z1 upon 2Z2, and Z1, Z2, you know, Z1 is equal to Z into delta X, Z2 is equal to 1 divided by y into delta x. You put it in this equation. You put it and expand it. So e to the for calculating gamma in terms of z and y for the uniform transmission line. Okay. So e to the power gamma will be equal to, and we expand like this. So binomial theorem, binomial expansion, you know very well. So a plus b raised to the power n, how to expand that? 1 plus x raised to the power n. You know the binomial expansion. So e to the power gamma after the binomial theorem applied. So this is the form. And also, what is e to the power gamma? At exponential series, you know, na, e to the power gamma, e to the power x is equal to 1 plus x square divided by factorial 2 plus x cube divided by factorial 3. Okay, na? Good. So now this exponential expansion. So e to the power gamma delta x, because gamma is the propagation constant per unit length of the transmission line. Z0 is the characteristic impedance per unit length of the transmission line, uniform transmission line. Okay, so if we equate this, LHS is equal to RHS and LHS is equal to here, e to the power gamma delta x, and put Z1, Z2 in terms of this delta x. Okay, so what we will get finally? You equate this, so what you will get? Gamma is equal to under root zy you will get. It is clear, gamma is equal to under root zy. Any term you can take, you will get the same thing. Gamma is equal to under root zy, any term you can take. So gamma is equal to under root z into y. This is what you will. So basically, finally we calculated z0 is equal to under root z upon y, and gamma is equal to under root z into y. So propagation constant of the transmission line, uniform transmission line, distributed line, and the characteristic impedance uniform transmission line, we calculated. This is equal to under root z upon y. Yes. This is equal to under root z upon y. Now the question is, if it is the line is terminated in some impedance ZR like we had done, but now we are talking about the distributed line made of infinite number of cascaded T sections. Remember that. So there what will be the input impedance? Then what will be the input impedance? Okay, so for that we have to do the general solution. It will involve, so should I continue? Or tomorrow we should start this general solution of the transmission line. Up to this
Tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow
Yes, sir.
we will study the general solution of the transmission line, because differential equation, second order differential equation will be involved. We will calculate the current, voltage, impedance, everything we will calculate. Okay. Okay, so now I will stop the recording. You can ask any question.
Sir, here, here we in the T section is a filter, right? In the above.
Yes, Sri Charan.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
what is the question?
Like here, what's the significance of T section? Like we are using it as a filter, right? LC filter.
LC filter.
Yes, sir. Like it's because we are taking the inductance as Z1 and capacitance as in Z2, right?
That was for the network made of pure reactances. But here we are discussing in general impedance. Z1, Z2 could be anything like R1 plus J omega L. It is not pure reactive. What you are telling is true for pure reactive network.
Okay.
Good. So this is a in general case. Z1 could be equal to, like we have done R plus j omega L, if you remember just now. R plus j omega L into delta x. And Z2 was equal to 1 upon G plus j omega C into delta x. So we have R plus j omega L and G is the leakage or conductance plus j omega C. So this is not made of pure reactance. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good.